I found that as I was helping people in addiction recovery, that that whole process was actually helping me. And one of the lessons I learned was the idea in addiction recovery of living one day at a time. So I opened up Proverbs 27 today because it's the 27th day of the month. And the very first verse says, "Do not boast of tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring forth." Now, I don't think that I'm guilty of boasting about tomorrow. I am very guilty about worrying about tomorrow and what I'm going to be doing and making plans and scheduling and all that kind of stuff. But the part that gets to me out of that is how limited my knowledge is about what life will look like tomorrow. You do not know what a day may bring forth. Jesus, I believe, probably drew from this in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 34, which is right after verse 33, about seeking the kingdom first, when he says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for the things of tomorrow will take care of them, will worry about themselves." And then he says, "Sufficient, or today is going to have enough trouble of its own." And then James also says in chapter 4 this same idea about boasting about tomorrow, but he goes to say, we don't know what will be on on tomorrow. For what is our life? It's a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. And he goes on to say, what we ought to say is, if the Lord will, we will do this or that. But I think the key verse to this for me is, "Therefore to him that knows to do good and does it not, to him it is sin." So this idea that I want to encourage you today, and by encouraging you, I encourage myself, to take one day at a time, to see what the Lord, to pray, to be present in the moment, to see what the Lord brings in front of us today to do, to not neglect it, to see things that ought to be done today, people to be listened to, people to be helped, served, good things that we should do that present themselves before us today. I want to encourage you to take advantage of those things today and try to stay in the moment and let God add the days up to produce something greater and bigger with our lives.